And we're in here at the Radio Studio, a week earlier than we expected, or that anyone expected. This is Sneak Week. Officially, we start next Monday, but nobody bloody knows we're on. We've just snuck back on, doing a sneaky week. And coming back in, we've been away for a few months, coming back to do the show. Element of first day of school, isn't it? You're excited to get, brand new texters, like new pencils, just
new procedures,
Like, what are we going to...
What's my desk look like?
So one thing I tried to instigate, which I thought would be a bit of fun, was I thought I'd be in charge of snacks for the office. Snack King.
You're the Snack King.
And I'm a good... would you say, as one of my subjects, I'm a good Snack King?
Absolutely. We've always been in charge of snacks on the caravan trips.
It's one of the only things I can be relied upon for.
Yeah.
And I thought...
You take it very seriously.
It's my one job. So let me be a good Snack King. Let me... What do you guys want? Specific brands, even. Yeah. What chips do you guys want? What do you want? What do you want? Yogurt, milk.
Cocoa Pops. I noticed Cocoa Pops in there.
That can be a fun afternoon snack.
Yeah,
it's a sometimes food, but you're allowed to. Let's get a blender if you guys want to make juices or shakes. And really, the centerpiece of the snacking arena is the weekly delivery of the fruit and veg box.
Organic fruit
and veg. Found one of those services. They deliver it. Bang. That's the exciting part of it. Yep. And there's a few people in the office, and so. The word's gone around from the king. Listen, guys, I'm a cool king. I'm a fair king. Just, obviously this is for the office.
Yes.
We eat it here. It's for snacking here. It's for, chucking in sandwiches and stuff. Yeah. Let's never be sad that we don't have enough snacks. That's the
idea.
That's the dream that the king wants to see become a reality.
And we live underneath that king. Long live the king.
Thank you. And he loves you and he loves his subjects. Cackling Jack, pop your mic on. You are one of the Snack King subjects, are you not?
Hello, King.
Cackling Jack, who pushes the buttons for us here. You're a resident of Snacklandia. Yeah. And you appreciate the king?
Yes.
Yet you mock the king, Jack.
I thought it was very vocally positive
to
about
the king's
snacking.
face, yes.
Yeah.
But then the king was saddened to hear last night that after specifically saying, let's see how this fruit and vegetables go. I know there's a lot of it. Maybe on Friday, if the fruit and vegetables is getting old, we may take it home for ourselves and our families. But it is an office snack.
Yeah.
The king was saddened to hear you were trying to steal avocados last night. Not once.
Not steal, sir. Eat.
Take home to your princess. To your wife.
But to immediately consume at home,
it's
sir.
Not
outside
a home
of the kingdom.
And which is why I'm glad you've confessed, Jack, because in a way that's you giving permission to play a role in a new film I've just written a trailer for called The Tight Prince. Ando, you've got your script, I've got mine. This is based on last night's events.
You've written the lines for Jack that we need you to read out.
Jack, your bits are highlighted and in bold. We'll need some music behind it.
Yeah, is there some kind of fantasy?
Is this what you gave me before?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay.
Great.
And this is, the king didn't want to have to do this, but I think it makes for a great story.
In a world of unlimited snacks, there was a very generous king with only one slightly lengthy rule.
Snacks for all! But remember my one commandment. These snacks are for the office only, and only available for personal use if we get to a Friday afternoon and there seems to be a surplus of fresh produce, in which case we should split it democratically to take back to our individual fiefdoms, but only then on a Friday.
But one prince decided to flaunt the king's rules.
I don't remember it like this, but ha ha! Everyone has gone home, and I shall now commence my nightly looting of avocados, so I may woo my princess with free items of high value.
Climax at that point, wasn't it?
Right. This is a good bit of the trailer.
This was not the first time the prince had sought to bend the fiscal rules that bind society.
Taking this avocado should be a walk in the park. Similar to the time many years ago, I went through a phase of obtaining Baroccas without specifically paying for them. I also wait and see who's paying before deciding if I will add a chocolate mousse to my order when getting Nando's.
Who will win? The benevolent snack king, who has been extremely fair with his snack rules?
That's me!
Or the bastard, the tight prince?
That's me.
Thrifty shades of no pay,
Not bad.
in cinemas soon.
I was rushed with the ending.
It's the Hamish and Andy show. Hey, yesterday we announced that you are the Snack King. We revealed to everybody as we came to a new office here, and we started work again, and we've got a lot of people working with us here on the show, and you announced to the group that you were going to be the Snack King, providing snacks for everyone working here.
I thought it was a lovely gesture to just say to the team, hey, whatever you want, guys, get in your orders, specific brands. What do you want? Chips, Crustkits, peanut butter, Vegemite.
Cocoa Pops are in there?
Cocoa Pops. What type of muesli bars do you like?
Yep.
Let's not ever have a tragic situation where we're in here having fun and we have a hankering for some kettle chips and we can't have them.
Yep.
Let's stamp that out. And the king stood up, because sometimes you need a leader, and I stood up as Snack King, and you are my loyal subjects in Snacklandia. And really the centrepiece was the fruit and veg box.
Yeah, exactly. And yesterday we heard that Jack tried to take...
Oh, Jack had looked at the king and gone, this guy seems like a fool. And I will steal from the king, said Jack. And
I tried to eat one avocado.
You tried to take it home to start. And where does it stop, Jack? Once you realise you can steal one avocado for your dinner, next thing we know, 10 carrots are walking out the door. Yeah. You're taking home the blender to use. I'll bring it back in the morning, Your Majesty. No, Snack King was angered that his generosity had been taken advantage of.
Would it be fair to say that...
The king is angry.
And the prince was on trial yesterday,
yes, but I hope the prince had learned his lesson, which disappoints me that he hasn't, and instead he feels like he needs to fight back against the king.
Well, we heard that in movie form. We've got a new fairy tale today.
Sure, we did make a trailer yesterday for a film that I thought would be appropriate, based on the true stories of The Office, called The Tight Prince.
And it was probably from, I would say yesterday's was probably from the Snack King's perspective.
Yes, it was written and directed by the Snack King. It's a piece of propaganda, but that's what you're allowed to do when you're the king.
Today it seems like this is more of the people's movie.
Well, I mean, can I just, as a king, stamp this out and say no? I mean, as a King Jong-un move, can I just censor this now?
No, the movie's going to be released now, and this follows...
This is unbelievable. Do you realise, Jack, that it's very difficult to be the Snack King? Well, I mean, do you have any idea, or am I just a giant...
Hey, you haven't heard the fairy tale yet,
so the fairy tale.
This is from the people. This is how they feel.
Not from the people. I'll tell the people how they feel. I'm the king.
The first month of Snacklandia, there is a good vibe right across Snack Kingdom.
Good.
The people have noticed that the Snack King seems a little strict, but in the beginning his generosity outweighs his rule-making, and for now, the people are happy.
Good king.
All hail the king. We are happy in Snackland.
3 cheers.
3 months in, as time goes on, the rules of the snack system get stricter and stricter. 1 snack per person per day, says the Snack King. No snacking before lunch, says the Snack King. No snacking when the king is present, etc., etc.
Okay, the king isn't all he was cracked up to be, but we still have free snacks. We cannot complain.
6 months in now, the kingdom is getting out of hand. It is now illegal for anyone taking part in the snack system to purchase any snacks outside of the kingdom. Also, a small tax of $1 per snack has been introduced.
$1, sir? But they used to be free!
Snack King is not a bank.
1 year in. The king is disillusioned with power. Over the last 6 months, snacks have risen to well above supermarket prices.
Go Snack King.
1 person allegedly spending $6 on a single grape. The king, of course, does not pay for any snacks. He's become fat and bloated from overeating.
Tax the people.
King, you cannot charge me for a cashew I ate on day 1.
Back taxes.
2 years. 2 years in. The people of the Snack Kingdom now live and work only to feed the Snack King. There are provisions with a single piece of fruit per day and 1 lamington to share at Christmas. But everything else is stockpiled to feed the Snack King. They cannot take it. They rise up to slay the king.
Oh, no.
They yell to the king.
Any last words, Kingy?
Just, make sure you pitch in for milk. It doesn't grow on trees. It grows in cows' breasts, but it's very much not free. $3 a day. Don't slay the king, Jack. In fact, I see nothing.
Great last words, though.
I see nothing.
Imagine writing that on your tombstone.
Guys,
I mean, the chiseler, get it out.
Remember your milk charge. I see nothing wrong with that version of events, though, I've got to say. It sounds pretty good for the king. Listen, Jack, you know the king loves a laugh as much as he loves a snack. But in all seriousness, you're on a one-day snack ban.
Oh, come on.
3 cheers for the king, Andy.
Hooray.
Hooray.
I was only doing what he told me to do.
I know, you're free.
Thank you,
You're on a
mate.
one-day snack gorge session.
Can I have his?
You must eat Jack's snacks.
Which is hardly anything because the Snack King's so tight.
You've already made a shake, haven't you? You've used a NutriBullet, haven't you?
Yeah.
Someone's just careful. Do not bite the ring-encrusted hand that feeds you, Jack.
All we got time for today, anything you may have missed. HamishAndy.com. The podcast
Unbelievable.
is there. We've picked someone who goes to Boston, I think, tomorrow morning to meet you two, to grab a USB stick with a new single on it, to bring it back for our launch party next Monday. Jacob is his name. He's got a hell of the next 4 days, and we'll be following over the next 2 days. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Ham, you are the snack king
Ask me.
in here.
Ask me anything about food, mate.
The snack queen helps you out from time to time.
Sure, I'm not married to her, but
Yeah.
yes, Eliza that works
works
with us is also does a great job
I
organising the snack cupboard.
I said to her today, how are you going in the snack queen realm? And she said, yeah, the snack king takes a lot of the credit.
Oh, whoa!
So
And I can see the snack queen running to the studio here to try and plead mercy.
No. And she said, I said, well, that's a bit unfair because I hear that the king selects the snacks, you know, and he's got a lot of them and you're just helping out. And she said, well, no, yesterday, Woolworths,
Yeah.
Woolies had actually delivered.
I mean, they delivered a platter.
And that was what the snacks we were eating. And then you came out and said, all hail the snack king, where Woolworths
This
were
is not the full
actually
story.
a visiting king. And they came in and we should have been hailing Woolworths.
Do not want to start a war between Snacklandia and Woolworths because we're allies. And yes, they did send some beautiful products from Woolworths because they're the show sponsor. They're our best friends. They're our deepest and best ally. It's true, they did send some to the show, and they might have been labelled some for Hamish, some for Andy. And I commanded, I said, seize those in the name of the Snack King, which is a king's prerogative.
Yep.
A king is
enough.
allowed to order the seizing of goods, and I seized the Woolworths goods, and now that they were part of the king's keep,
Yep.
I was able to provide them to the citizens of my kingdom.
So would you like to then make a king's declaration to thank the other kingdom, Woolworths?
Look, on behalf of the Snack King, I tip my crown to you, Woolworths. You run a hell of a kingdom yourself. Slightly larger one than me, too. Perfect for dinner dilemmas. I can't do dinners. That's Woolworths' department.
Yeah, you're just on snack. I mean, this marks the end of our first official week on air, but 2 weeks since we've been back after the sneak week, if you include that. And we've had a tumultuous time for the Snack King.
Oh, right. Yes, if you've not listened to the show,
Welcome.
yet, welcome. I did decide that the one thing I could bring to the team this year was by stocking the office chock full of snacks, Ando. The centerpiece is the fresh fruit basket in the middle of the cardboard box, a weekly fruit delivery.
Organic.
You know, you got to look after the team.
Yep.
Veggies in there too. Some veggies, not heaps. And then, you know, various ingredients for snacking, nuts, chips, biscuits,
And
cereals.
you thought this would be a fine kingdom and you thought you'd be hailed. But there's been a little
I
bit
have been widely worshipped by the people.
I don't know.
The Snack King
we heard
is
from-
a benevolent king. He taxes you nothing,
Yep.
and he gives you plenty.
We heard from Cackling Jack, and you turn your microphone on, Jack, if you like.
Oh,
We
cack
heard-
you.
I ran into trouble day one
Yes,
because
you
I
did.
tried to eat an avocado.
Well, that's
Apparently
not
they
what
were too
happened,
expensive
Jack.
to-
What you did was try to steal from the king's keep. You were captured by one of my loyal spies, taking home an avocado for your dinner to claim to your wife that you'd bought an avocado, which ranged between $4 and $5. Those are work snacks.
Yes.
They had to be consumed at the office. If I let you take one avocado one day, what's to stop you taking the whole box the next night? And then we have nothing in the keep because you're passing it off at home as some shopping you did.
So you caught one thief in Cackling Jack.
And I banned him for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then you came, I welcomed you back into the fold, Jack. And did you or did you not send me a text message later on thanking me for the snacks?
I did. And a large, like, above all, I love the snacks and I love what the Snack King is doing.
And do you love the Snack King?
But
It feels like Kim Jong-un here. And we've got all of North Korea going, all praise, all hail.
And then do you try not to think about the fact that I just executed my uncle, but do you love the Snack King?
Haim, you did catch that one thief.
Caught the thief.
A worry I have for you in the kingdom. Do you feel it's secure?
I do know there are some very small furry invaders amongst us.
What I want to bring up. Because
There are mice in the building, but I don't think it's an act of war against the kingdom. And have you been bringing mice in?
I haven't brought mice in, but Susie Whitten, who runs everything here, and she's kind of the station manager, you'd say. She really keeps everything. She said the snacks are getting pilfered by mice. And she's accusing the Snack King of the mice
How
problem.
dare you? No. The wit knows that the king's door is always open to her. She can come in if she deems
There's mice everywhere, mate. There's now we've got those little mice hatches to try and catch mice.
Yep.
It's bad news for the whole
Catch them,
kingdom.
I say. Seize them in the name of the king.
But they're saying it's your problem. People are angry, Ham.
They're not angry.
Look out the
not at
window.
the king.
We open the window here. Look, the masses, and they're screaming for your head.
Come on, guys.
Close
Settle
the window,
down. The king hears your anxiousness, but trust me, guys. Chillax. The king has this. The Snack King cannot be the king if there are no snacks.
Okay, well, what are you going to do about the mice problem?
I have moved some snacks to a higher
Do you want me to
ground.
open the window again and you can, say to the masses?
Sure. I've been
address
surprised
them?
to see everyone's still here. Normally everyone takes off about
Open
3
the
o'clock on a
window,
Friday.
Shh, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Lucas, obviously I'm the king, so I don't technically have to ever listen to anything you say because it's a monarchy. But I've heard some whispers that everyone's a little bit peed off about the mice. And, look, I mean, if you don't like the snacks, they could just as easily be gone tomorrow. But I can see a lot of shaking of the heads and you want the snacks to remain. So I will move the chips to higher ground or try and eat them all this afternoon because the chips are the lowest lying snacks.
But the chips aren't the problem.
3 cheers for the Snack King!
There's no cheering sound effect, I'm afraid.
Damn it.
It's Pants Off Friday. Ham, there is a mouse problem, which sounds like there's just one of them, but it's mice.
It's a mice
It's
problem.
the plural. It's a mice problem. There are
More mice under desks than on desks attached to computers around here.
Yep. Susie Whitten, who really runs a tight ship here, kind of the office king, you'd say. She's angry with you being the Snack King because you brought a lot of foods into the office area.
The Snack King has been generous to the people of Snacklandia and he has stocked heavily the cupboards of our little nook with chips, nuts, fruit.
And it's been alleged
Cereals.
that the mice didn't exist until that happened.
That's false. They're like barbarians. They're always there.
Yeah.
And
They rise up occasionally and then they...
Maybe because the keep was full of gold and snacks, the barbarians are a little angry. What do? Do we bow down and cower in front of the mice? No. We take one hostage, and that's what we did today. We
caught
are
one.
brave, the people of Snacklandia.
We caught one safely. And
Got one in a box.
It was in a box. And we sat around home, you and I, deciding how do we get the message back to this mice?
Well,
mouse, it's not welcome.
Essentially, what do we do with this mouse we've captured? The first thing we checked was to make sure that the mice hadn't captured a human from the office.
Yep.
If they had, we could have traded.
Hostage exchange.
All of our humans were accounted for. So, okay, so we got one up on the mice here. We got one hostage. They don't.
Yep.
What do we do?
We borrowed an idea from Game of Thrones where we thought we would release the mouse, but make
I think
sure...
we're a lot gentler than Game of Thrones.
But, the idea of with a message, make sure you go back with a message to your team.
I mean, in fact, this is one of the rare moments of Game of Thrones where it's like, we'll actually spare your life, but you got to tell your friends...
Yeah.
If they persist with this, it's war. Because we haven't put out mouse traps and we're not trying to hurt them, but they're really pushing the king's patience because the more mice that appear in the kingdom, I'm copping a lot of complaints at the top of the food chain. They're into the nuts again. Can we throw out all the nuts? Like, no, they're macadamias. They're very expensive. Unless you can prove there was a mouse in there, they're staying. Yeah. It's a nightmare for me, Ando. It's an admin nightmare at the top.
Haim, so we had an idea that we would tie a note to the mouse, but with a perishable string.
Yep,
so we chose cheesy string.
Bigger stringers.
Bigger stringers.
So we wanted to tie it. You can't sticky tape the note to the mouse. That's cruel. Like, what if it runs off and it's got a piece of sticky tape on it?
So this is Hamish and I earlier this afternoon trying to affect this idea we had. We'd also invited Eliza up, who hates mice.
That was tough for Eliza, but we needed someone to give us a hand, hold the box, hold the microphones. So we could get the big stringer, tie it around the mouse's waist with a note on it.
Okay, we've got the mouse. He's been well fed today.
We need to tie a threatening note that I've written, which reads, "Get out. You have 7 days." Tied to his back.
A bit of stringy cheese this is, everyone.
Using a bigger stringer, which I'm now peeling. What do you think about that? That's a good amount.
That's great.
We can't tie it to him using string because then it's cruel and he could get trapped on him. So we need to tie it to him with something that's essentially biodegradable or can be nibbled off by another mouse.
But hopefully he gets home, it gets nibbled off,
and they read the note.
They read the note.
They read it while they're all sitting there after dinner.
It's like getting sent a roast dinner with a threatening note in it.
Yeah, which is a lot better than a brick through the window.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at that. I've now threaded the note onto the cheese.
Why don't we go around...
Reef knot?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. 3 months of scouts coming up and home here.
No, I only went to a bring a friend night. We made pancakes. And I enjoyed it. Went home, but I did learn the reef knot that night. Here we go. Now, how are we going to do this? We've got Liza here. Liza, thanks so much for coming in. We need you to hold the mic.
Where's the mouse going?
Andy's got it with his hands, Liza.
Not yet. He's bouncing around a little bit.
Oh, Andy, don't.
Oh, it almost ran up Andy's arm. Oh, it's jumping.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's so offensive.
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh.
We have the mouse by the tail.
Oh,
and it is wiggling.
Oh, my God.
Just trying to wrap the cheese around its neck. It doesn't want the note. You almost realise now why more people don't do this to mice. He knows I'm tying a note to him with a cheese rope.
Look at him now, he's just got free cheese.
Just eating a cheese rope. And he hasn't even read the note.
I don't think he's...
Do you know what?
learned his lesson.
Stay here. Come on, dear. Now hear this, mouse. Since you refused to carry our note back to your friends, you must take it back verbally. You have 1 week for you and your mice mates to get out of the building. I'm not mucking around. No more Mr. Cheese Rope. Do you want to add anything?
I thought you were going to say no more Mr. Mice Guy.
Look, not my favourite joke in the world, but no more Mr. Mice Guy. That comes from both of us. I'll stand with you even though I think it's right up there as a dad joke.
Yeah.
So you've been told, we're now going to release you. Please go with no delay.
It's not.
You nodded. Thank you. Message received. Good boy.
Yeah.
Perfect. Job completed.
We're going to try and get some video of that. We're not making this up. The mouse nodded.
Yeah.
It was one of the most remarkable Dr. Dolittle moments of all time. The mouse, even if he didn't specifically understand the language you were using, he seemed to understand the gist. And that's all we were asking for. HamishNandy.com, we'll get that up.
I think it's up there now.
Is it up there now?
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
Perfect. And can I just do a quick recap? I know we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Today, for people that are following along with my year of 1,000 pranks on you,
You didn't get in 5.
I got 4 today.
No, you got in 2.
I'll read them. I wrote them down.
Yeah.
At the top of the show, you believed I had a special guest coming to my party.
Didn't believe it.
You believed that?
No.
Later on, you again thought I had a special guest. That counted as 2 pranks.
No, I said no. I said that's not true.
You thought that we had a tweet about a panther, and we didn't.
Yeah, I didn't actually.
And then a bit
That's
later on in the
one.
show, you believed that Zoe had made a dish similar to a frittata last weekend, and she had not. That's
This is not a prank.
4 more pranks for my year of 1,000 pranks. I know a lot of people are following it online. I do get a lot of messages. Thanks for your support, guys. I will try and get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Not pranks.
That's why today we had to get 4 away, which
2.
is still actually 6 short of my daily quota.
It's 2.
I'm allowing myself 4.
It's anyway.
I did say at one stage in the show we're not going to play any songs, but I don't believe you fell for that.
We will see that tomorrow. We'll have another look at this.
Have a wonderful night,
It's so much
guys.
Andy. See you tomorrow.